Welcome to Orange Bowl. Carolina battles Oklahoma. Suck up to kick off. The kick from Suckup is returned 26 yards by Izuma. Timmons on the tackle. Bradford at the line. Bradford hands to Jacobs. Jacobs with a 4-yard run. Johnson on the tackle. Bradford drops back to pass. Medium cross to Welker. Incomplete. Bradford passes to Welker. Incomplete. Brown on the coverage. 3rd and 6 from the 33. Bradford with a quick drop. Short slant to Welker. Complete. Bradford completes the pass to Welker. 8-yard gain. Brown on the tackle. First down. Bradford gives to Jacobs. 3-yard run by Jacobs. Peppers on the tackle. Jacobs with the handoff. Jacobs on the carry. Flag on the play.
Offsides. Defense. Number 93, 5-yard penalty.
Bradford gives to Jacobs. Jacobs the ball carrier. No gain. Seymour on the tackle. 3rd and 2. Bradford is back to pass. He dumps it to Calhoun. He dropped it. Bradford to Calhoun. Incomplete. Hamburger on the coverage. Way deep in punt formation. Medjet waiting inside his own 10. "35-yard punt by Way, out of bounds. Davis takes the handoff. Davis on the carry, gain of 3, Minard on the tackle. 2nd and 7. Davis with the handoff. Davis on the carry, no gain, Banks on the tackle. 3rd and 7 from the 19. Jurgensen with a short drop. Short out pass to Clark. Complete. Jurgensen passes to Clark, gain of 8, Case on the tackle, first down. Running right. Lots of daylight. Davis on the pitch, gain of 21, Green on the tackle, first down. Give to Davis. Davis with the carry, gain of 5, Gilden on the tackle. 2nd and 5. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Short sideline pass to Holt. He dropped it. Jurgensen to Holt, incomplete, Harris on the coverage. 3rd and 5 from the 47. Jurgensen drops back to pass. Short hitch to Clark, complete. Jurgensen completes the pass to Clark, gain of 10, Case with the tackle, first down. Hand off to Davis. 4-yard run by Davis, Hampton with the tackle. Jurgensen with a short drop. Short outside pass, complete. Jurgensen completes the pass to Hopkins, gain of 10, Green on the tackle, first down. Current drive, 9 plays, 61 yards. 5:33 off the clock. Some movement up front. Possible free play for Jurgensen. Takes a short drop. Short pass to Hopkins, incomplete. Jurgensen throws incomplete to Hopkins, penalty flag.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 99, 5-yard penalty.
The hand off to Davis. Davis on the carry, gain of 1, Casillas on the tackle. Time-consuming drive. Hand off to Davis. Davis the ball carrier, gain of 9, Minert on the tackle, first down. 12 play 76-yard drive. 7 o'clock off the clock. Hand off to Parker. Parker on the carry, gain of 3, Hampton on the tackle. 2nd and goal at the 5. The hand off to Morris. Morris on the carry, loss of 1, Gilden on the tackle. 3rd and goal. Doubling Hopkins at the line. Current drive, 14 plays, 78 yards. They've used 8:19 on the clock. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Short into Hopkins. Jurgensen throws incomplete to Hopkins, Green on the coverage. 24-yard attempt for Suckup. This will give them the lead. The snap from Matthews. Suckup is good from 24, Carolina 3, Oklahoma 0. The kick from Suckup is down by Izuma. Bradford at the line. Jacobs takes the handoff. Jacobs on the carry, penalty on the play. Bradford at the line. Bradford fades back to pass. Shell sacks him. Bradford is sacked by Shell, loss of 8. 3rd and 19 from the 26. Bradford from the shotgun. Prevent defense. Bradford fades back to pass. Medium slant. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Welker, Brown on the coverage. Away from punt formation. "63-yard punt by Way, return of -2 by Mejan. 1st and 10 from the 9. Jurgensen gives to Parker. Parker with a gain of 2 on the play, Gastineau on the stop. 2nd and 8. Jurgensen back to pass. He checks down to hold. He dropped it. Jurgensen throws incomplete to hold, Harris on the coverage. 3rd and 8. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Medium into hold. Incomplete. Jurgensen throws incomplete to hold, Harris on the coverage. Lee from punt formation. In his own end zone. "57-yard punt by Lee, out of bounds. Bradford sets to throw. He throws underneath to Welker, complete. Bradford to Welker, gain of 3, flag on the play.
Tripping. Offense, number 55, 15-yard penalty.
Bradford drops back to pass. Medium button hook to Shockey, complete. Bradford passes to Shockey, 10-yard gain, stop on the tackle. Jacobs in the slot. Bradford fades back to pass. Medium out pass to Welker. Incomplete. Bradford passes to Welker, incomplete. Flag on the play.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense, number 55, 15-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
1st and 10 from the 42. Bradford fades back to pass. Bradford dumps it to Welker. Incomplete. Bradford passes to Welker, incomplete. Bradford drops back to pass. It's dumped to Jacobs. He dropped it. Bradford to Jacobs, incomplete. Bell on the coverage, End of the first quarter, Carolina 3, Oklahoma 0, 3rd and 10 from the 42. Shotgun. Bradford sets up in the pocket. Bradford will run. Bradford with the lane. Bradford with a gain of 24 on the play, short on the tackle, first down. Bradford calling the signals. Bradford hands to Jacobs. 2-yard gain by Jacobs, Eller on the tackle. 2nd and 8. Bradford calling signals. He fades back to pass. He dumps it to Jacobs. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Jacobs, Bell on the coverage. 3rd and 8 from the 32. Slips it to Jacobs. Jacobs on the draw, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 57, 10-yard penalty.
A 46-yard attempt for Brown. Good snap from center. Brown is good from 46, Oklahoma 3, Carolina 3. Brown with the kick. The kick from Brown is returned 43 yards by Majek, Gilden with the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 48. Davis with the handoff. Davis gets to the second level. Penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 80, 10-yard penalty.
First and 20 from the 38. Jurgensen calling signals. Takes a quick drop. Short hitch to hold. Complete. Jurgensen to hold, gain of 7, Harris with the tackle. 2nd and 13 from the 45. Jurgensen drops back to pass. Screen to Davis. Complete. Jurgensen passes to Davis, gain of 10, Cotney on the tackle. 3rd and 3 from the 45. The handoff to Davis. Davis with the carry, gain of 3.
No
Casillas on the
timeout,
tackle,
will be charged.
First down. 4th and inches. Morris with the handoff. Morris with a 3-yard run, Minert on the tackle, first down. Jurgensen drops back to pass. Long cross to hold. Complete. Jurgensen completes the pass to hold, touchdown Carolina. Suckup will try the point after. Suckup converts the extra point, Carolina 10, Oklahoma 3. The kick from Suckup is downed by Izuma. Bradford drops back to pass. Sacked by Peppers. Bradford is sacked by Peppers, loss of 6. Bradford brings them to the line. Shotgun. Bradford drops back to pass. Short out. Incomplete. Bradford to Largent, incomplete, Gilmore on the coverage. 3rd and 16 from the 29. Bradford drops back to pass. Medium cross. Diving catch. Bradford to Dial, gain of 10, flag on the play.
Illegal motion. Offense. Number 80, 5-yard penalty.
Way back in punt formation. .54-yard punt by Way, 7-yard return by Majek. Davis with the handoff. Davis gains 6 on the sweep, Minert on the tackle. Jurgensen calls out the signals. Shovels it to Morris. Morris on the carry, 6-yard gain, Smith on the tackle, first down. Jurgensen at the line. Jurgensen gives to Parker. 3-yard run by Parker, Cotney on the tackle. 2nd and 7 from the 29. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Short sideline pass, complete. Jurgensen passes to Graham, gain of 9, Sparks on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 38. They're looking for Davis. Davis takes the handoff. Davis the ball carrier, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 81, 10-yard penalty.
First and 20. Trips right. Jurgensen fades deep. Long crossing pass to Holt. Incomplete. Jurgensen to Holt, incomplete, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 63, 10-yard penalty.
Jurgensen calling the signals. Takes a short drop. Short slant to Holt, he's got it. Jurgensen passes to Holt, gain of 9, Harris with the tackle. Penalty on the play.
Unabated to the quarterback. Defense. Number 93, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Jurgensen drops back to pass. Short hitch, Hopkins with the catch at the 39. Jurgensen completes the pass to Hopkins, gain of 9, Green on the stop. Flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 9, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Third and 12. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Medium cross to Hopkins. He's got it. Jurgensen passes to Hopkins, gain of 19, Green with the tackle, first down. Carolina leads by 7. Jurgensen calls the signals. Davis with the handoff. Davis with a 1-yard run, Gilden with the tackle. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Current drive, 8 plays, 42 yards. 5:48 off the clock. Jurgensen fades deep. Screen. Caught by Hopkins for a first down. Jurgensen to Hopkins, gain of 10, Gilden on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 at the 34. Jurgensen calling signals. Shovels it to Davis. 6-yard gain by Davis, Minert on the tackle. Jurgensen calling the signals. Running left. Davis lost 3 on the play, Gastineau on the stop. 2-minute warning. Third and 7 at the 31. Current drive, 11 plays, 55 yards. They've used 6:57 on the clock. Jurgensen back to pass. Screen to Davis. Complete. Jurgensen to Davis, gain of 4, Minert on the tackle. Suckup will try from 45 yards. Suckup connects from 45 yards, Carolina 13, Oklahoma 3. The kick from Suckup is down by Izuma. Bradford fades back to pass. Long out pass to Dial. Incomplete. Bradford to Dial, incomplete. Bradford with a hard count. Bradford barks out the signals. Someone jumped. Possible free play for Bradford. Bradford fades back to pass. Medium out to Welker. He's got it. Bradford to Welker, gain of 7, penalty on the play.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 92, 5-yard penalty.
Bradford drops back to pass. Short cross to Largent, complete. Bradford with the pass to Largent, 6-yard gain, Gilmore on the stop, first down. Bradford hollers out the signals. Bradford fades back to pass. Long out. Incomplete. Bradford to Largent, incomplete, Gilmore on the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 24. Automatic, first down.
First and 10 from the 42. Bradford fades back to pass. Bradford passes to Calhoun, complete. Bradford completes the pass to Calhoun, no gain, Bell on the tackle. Oklahoma breaks the huddle. Shotgun. Bradford back to pass. Short curl to Welker, incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Welker, Brown on the coverage. Third and 10 from the 42. Bradford with a hard count. Back to pass. Medium out to Dial. Incomplete. Bradford passes to Dial, incomplete, Scott on the coverage. Way back in punt formation. Morgan standing inside his own 10. "39-yard punt by Way, out of bounds. They're looking for Davis. Jurgensen gives to Davis. Davis with the carry, gain of 4, Minard on the tackle. Busted play. Jurgensen with the carry, no gain, Minard on the stop. Third and 6. Draw to Davis. Davis on the draw, gain of 3, Harris on the tackle. Lee back in punt formation. Standing in the end zone. "52-yard punt by Lee, return of 6 by Gordon. Bradford calling signals. Jacobs on the draw. Jacobs on the draw, gain of 6, Shell on the tackle. Bradford with a hard count. They're in a hurry up. Quick pitch to Jacobs. Jacobs on the carry, gain of 7, Wilson on the tackle, first down, end of the first half, Carolina 13. Brown with the kick. The kick from Brown is returned 37 yards by Gilliam.
Illegal block.
Tackle.
Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
Jurgensen at the line. Jurgensen gives to Davis. Davis on the carry, 2-yard gain, Hampton on the tackle. Second and 8. Jurgensen calls the signals. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis on the carry, no gain, Smith on the stop. Third and 8 at the 39. Jurgensen to throw. He checks down to Graham. Complete. Jurgensen to Graham, 8-yard gain, Sparks with the tackle, first down. Hand off to Davis. Davis on the carry, gain of 3, Smith with the tackle. Carolina breaks the huddle. End around to Hopkins. Hopkins on the carry, no gain, Gilden on the tackle. Carolina by 10. 3rd and 7. Jurgensen back to pass. Medium slant to Hopkins. Complete. Jurgensen to Hopkins, touchdown Carolina. Suckup will try the point after. The kick by Suckup is good, Carolina 20, Oklahoma 3. Here's the kick from Suckup. The kick from Suckup is returned 29 yards by Izuma, Carson with the tackle. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
First and 15 at the 24. Bradford calls out the signals. Pitch left to Calhoun. Calhoun on the carry, gain of 1, Shell with the tackle. Bradford in the shotgun. Bradford back to pass. He dumps it to Calhoun. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Calhoun. Third and 14 from the 25. 10:16 to go in the third. Jacobs lines up outside. Bradford fades back to pass. Sacked by Bell. Bradford is sacked by Bell, loss of 7. Way from punt formation. "47-yard punt by way, return of 3 by Mejan. First and 10 from the 38. Davis takes the handoff. Davis on the carry, gain of 1, Minert on the tackle. Second and 9 from the 39. Jurgensen calls out the signals. Takes a quick drop. Short cross to Hopkins. Complete. Jurgensen to Hopkins, gain of 10. Flag on the field.
Holding. Offense, number 63, 10-yard penalty.
From the shotgun. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Medium out to hold. Incomplete. Jurgensen throws incomplete to hold. Third and 19 from the 29. Jurgensen calling signals. Drops back to pass. Jurgensen throws a deep fly to Hopkins. Incomplete. Jurgensen to Hopkins, incomplete, Green on the coverage. Lee deep in punt formation. "49-yard punt by Lee, 8-yard return by Welker. Oklahomans trailing by 17. Bradford gives to Calhoun. Calhoun with a 2-yard run, Hamburger on the stop. Bradford fades back to pass. Short in. Incomplete. Bradford to Dial, incomplete. Penalty flag.
False start. Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Third and 13 from the 27. Jacobs in the slot. Bradford barks out the signals. Bradford fades back to pass. Dropped by Johnson. Bradford is sacked by Johnson, loss of 7. Way back to punt. "51-yard punt by Way, fair catch by Medjet. Carolina by 17. Davis with the handoff. 8-yard gain by Davis, Gilden on the tackle. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis with the carry, gain of 1, Gilden on the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 38. The offense is in no hurry. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis on the carry, gain of 5, Minert on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Slow down offense. The give to Davis. Davis gets to the second level. 13-yard run by Davis, Gilden on the tackle, first down. Slow down offense. Davis with the handoff. 7-yard run by Davis, Gilden on the tackle. Carolina ahead by 17. 2nd and 3. Carolina working slowly. The handoff to Davis. Davis with a gain of 9 on the play, Cotney on the tackle, first down. Carolina leads by 17. Carolina taking their time. Jurgensen gives to Parker. Parker on the carry, gain of 4, Smith on the tackle. Carolina by 17. 2nd and 6 from the 24. 1:06 left in the 3rd. They're in a slow down. Hand off to Parker. Parker the ball carrier, 6-yard gain, Green on the tackle, first down. Carolina in no hurry. Current drive, 8 plays, 53 yards. 6:11 off the clock. Jurgensen shovels it to Davis. Davis on the carry, gain of 4, Sparks on the tackle. End of the 3rd quarter, Carolina 20, Oklahoma 3. 2nd and 6 from the 14. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Short button hook, caught by Holt. Jurgensen completes the pass to Holt, touchdown Carolina. Suckup will try the point after. The kick by Suckup is no good, Carolina 26, Oklahoma 3. Suckup with the kick. Bradford fades back to pass. Bradford dumps it to Jacobs. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Jacobs, Bell on the coverage. Bradford drops back to pass. Bradford passes to Largent. He dropped it. Bradford to Largent, incomplete, Scott on the coverage. 3rd and 10 at the 35. Shotgun formation. Bradford fades back to pass. Blasted by Perry. Bradford is sacked by Perry, loss of 10. Way deep in punt formation. "56-yard punt by Way, fair catch by Morgan. 1st and 10. Pitch right to Davis. Davis on the pitch, gain of 6, Banks on the tackle. Carolina ahead by 23. Slow down offense. Jurgensen gives to Davis. Davis with the carry, gain of 2, Minert with the tackle. 3rd and 2. Jurgensen slow to the line. Give to Davis. 8-yard run by Davis, Gilden on the tackle, first down. Slow down offense. They're looking for Davis. Jurgensen gives to Davis. Davis on the carry. Flag on the field.
Holding. Offense. Number 87, 10-yard penalty.
Draw to Davis. Davis on the draw, gain of 2, Minard with the tackle. 2nd and 18 from the 27. The offense is in no hurry. Jurgensen drops back to pass. Jurgensen passes to Graham. Incomplete. Jurgensen throws incomplete to Graham, Sparks with the coverage. 3rd and 18 from the 27. Jurgensen fades back to pass. Medium fly to Clark. He dropped it. Jurgensen with the pass to Clark, incomplete. Lee back in punt formation. "54-yard punt by Lee, fair catch by Gordon. Bradford back to pass. Medium hitch to Welker. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Welker, Brown on the coverage. Oklahoma trailing by 23. Bradford with a short drop. Short out. Complete. Bradford with the pass to Welker, gain of 4, Brown on the tackle. 3rd and 6 from the 23. Shotgun. Bradford fades back to pass. Bradford checks down to Jacobs, complete. Bradford completes the pass to Jacobs, gain of 4, Bell on the tackle. Way deep in punt formation. "52-yard punt by Way, 9-yard return by Morgan. Parker with the ball now. Parker lost one on the play, Gilden on the tackle. Carolina ahead by 23. 2nd and 11 from the 29. Jurgensen slow to the line. Takes a short drop. Short hitch. Incomplete. Jurgensen to Graham, incomplete, Sparks on the coverage. 3rd and 11. Jurgensen to throw. Out pass to Graham. Complete. Jurgensen completes the pass to Graham, gain of 12, Sparks on the tackle, 1st down. They're taking their time. The handoff to Davis. Davis with a gain of 1 on the play, Hampton on the tackle. Slow down. Jurgensen pitches left to Davis. Davis with a gain of 6 on the play, Harris on the tackle. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty.
Carolina ahead by 23. 3rd and 8 from the 43. Jurgensen drops back to pass. Short button hook, caught by Clark at the 49. Jurgensen to Clark, gain of 9, Sparks with the tackle, 1st down. Carolina in no hurry. All eyes on Davis. Jurgensen calls the signals. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis lost 1 on the play, Minard on the tackle. Carolina ahead by 23. Slow down. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis on the carry, 3-yard gain, Green on the stop. 3rd and 8. Jurgensen taking his time. Jurgensen hands to Davis. Davis with a 9-yard run, Sparks on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10. Carolina taking their time. Jurgensen on the draw. Jurgensen on the draw, no gain, Hampton on the tackle. 2-minute warning. Second and 10 from the 37. Give to Parker. Parker lost one on the play, Casillas on the stop. 3rd and 11 at the 38. Carolina taking their time. They're chewing up the clock. Jurgensen hands to Parker. 4-yard run by Parker, Harris on the tackle. Lee deep in punt formation. "34-yard punt by Lee, touchback. Shotgun. Bradford fades back to pass. Screen. Caught by Jacobs in the backfield. Bradford completes the pass to Jacobs, penalty on the play.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 78, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Oklahoma trailing by 23. 1st and 10. 0:38 left in the game. Bradford fades back to pass. Long sideline pass to Largent. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Largent. Oklahoma trailing by 23. 2nd and 10 from the 39. 0:31 left in the game. Prevent defense. Bradford fades back to pass. Screen to Jacobs. Complete. Bradford completes the pass to Jacobs, gain of 15, Tatum on the tackle, first down. Oklahoma trailing by 23. Bradford calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Bradford airs it out to Dial. He dropped it. Bradford throws incomplete to Dial. Oklahoma down 23. 2nd and 10 at the 46. 0:17 left in the game. Carolina in a prevent. Bradford is back to pass. He throws deep down the sidelines to Dial. Incomplete. Bradford to Dial, incomplete. Oklahoma down 23. 3rd and 10 at the 46. 0:11 left in the game. Bradford calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Bradford throws deep. Incomplete. Bradford to Clayton, incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 36. Automatic first down.
1st and 10. Bradford fades back to pass. Screen. Incomplete. Bradford throws incomplete to Jacobs, Carolina 26, Oklahoma 3. Welcome to Orange Bowl. Alabama takes on California. Ray with the kick. The kick from Ray is returned 39 yards by Grayson. Dansby on the tackle. Brady hands to Simpson. Simpson with the carry. Gain of 4. Hopkins on the tackle. Brady back to pass. He passes to Simpson. Incomplete. Brady passes to Simpson. Incomplete. 3rd and 6 from the 46. Brady sets to throw. Short out to Smith. Incomplete. Brady to Smith. Incomplete. Humphrey with the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 44. Automatic. First down.
Brady fades back to pass. Screen to Johnson. Complete. Brady passes to Johnson. Gain of 8. Brazile on the tackle. Brady at the line. The handoff to Simpson. Simpson on the carry. Gain of 3. Tolbert on the stop. First down. Brady fades back to pass. He throws to Simpson. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Simpson. Vaughn on the coverage. Brady drops back to pass. Long curl. Brady to Adams. Gain of 20. Penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 69. 10-yard penalty.
Second and 20 from the 46. Shotgun formation. Brady is back to pass. Screen to Smith. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Smith. Gain of 2. Humphrey on the tackle. 3rd and 18. Brady drops back to pass. He dumps it to Adams. Incomplete. Brady to Adams. Incomplete. Dixon on the coverage. Camarillo will punt. Duncan standing inside his own 10. "39-yard punt by Camarillo, out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 5. Rivers sets to throw. Medium out to Jones. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Jones. Sherman on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 5. Rivers at the line. The handoff to Jackson. Jackson on the carry. Gain of 5. Penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 22.
Draw to Jackson. There he goes. Jackson gains 28 on the draw. Wagner on the stop. First down. The handoff to Jackson. Jackson the ball carrier. No gain. Seau on the stop. 2nd and 10 at the 30. Trips right. Rivers sets up in the pocket. Dropped by Seau. Rivers is sacked by Seau. Loss of 3. 3rd and 13 at the 27. Shotgun. Rivers sets up in the pocket. He throws to Jackson. He makes the catch. Rivers to Jackson. Gain of 4. Briggs on the tackle. Beverly to punt. "41-yard punt by Beverly. 3-yard return by
Illegal
Ellen.
block. Receiving team.
Brady at the line. Brady fades back to pass. Short into Gonzalez. Leaping catch. Brady to Gonzalez, gain of 7, Rhodes on the stop. 2nd and 3 at the 21. Brady with a quick drop. Short hitch to Cunningham, he makes the catch. Brady to Cunningham, gain of 11, Brazil on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Simpson with the transfer. Simpson on the carry, gain of 2, Tolbert on the tackle. Brady drops back to pass. Medium slant to Gonzalez. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Gonzalez, Rhodes with the coverage. 3rd and 8 from the 34. Brady with a short drop. Short into Smith. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Smith, gain of 11, Humphrey on the stop, first down. Brady calls out the signals. Brady sets up in the pocket. Short sideline pass to Johnson. Incomplete. Brady passes to Johnson, incomplete, Humphrey on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Brady with a short drop. Short curl to Gonzalez. Deflected by Hopkins at the 43. Brady is intercepted by Dixon, return of 10. Flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 55, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
First and 5. Rivers with a short drop. Short crossing pattern. Incomplete. Rivers to Owens, incomplete, Allen on the coverage. Rivers gives to Jackson. 1-yard run by Jackson, Briggs on the tackle. 3rd and 4 at the 41. Rivers fades back to pass. Rivers dumps it to Jones. He's got it. Rivers completes the pass to Jones, gain of 9, Sherman on the tackle, first down. Hand off to Jackson. Jackson with a gain of 4 on the play, Wagner on the tackle. Rivers with a 7-step drop. Screen to Nathan. Complete. Rivers to Nathan, gain of 8, Wagner on the tackle, first down. Timeout, California. No score. 1st and 10. 2:29 in the first. Rivers hands to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, gain of 11, Wagner with the tackle, first down. Rivers gives to Jackson. Jackson with the carry, no gain, Wagner with the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 9. Rivers gives to Nathan. Nathan with a gain of 2 on the play, Porter on the stop. 3rd and goal at the 7. Jackson on the draw. Jackson on the carry, no gain, Briggs on the tackle. End of the first quarter, Alabama 0, California 0. 25-yard try for Ray. This will give them the lead. Ray is good from 25, Alabama 3, California 0. Ray boots it. The kick from Ray is returned 30 yards by Grayson, Dansby on the stop. Brady drops back to pass. Short slant to Gonzalez, complete. Brady completes the pass to Gonzalez, gain of 10, Rhodes on the tackle, first down. California trailing by 3. Brady calls out the signals. Simpson with the handoff. 2-yard run by Simpson, Rhodes on the tackle. 2nd and 8. Simpson takes the handoff. Simpson on the carry, gain of 3, Hopkins on the tackle. 3rd and 5 at the 49. Brady with a quick drop. Short crossing pattern to Smith. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Smith. Humphrey on the coverage. Camarillo to punt. Duncan waiting inside his own 10. "41-yard punt by Camarillo, return of 4 by Duncan. Rivers at the line. Jackson with the handoff. Jackson the ball carrier, gain of 5, Wagner on the tackle. Rivers gives to Nathan. Running room. Nathan with a 14-yard run, Grayson on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 31. Rivers fades deep. Long fly to Owens. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Owens, gain of 18, Allen on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 49. Give to Nathan. Nathan with a 12-yard run, Briggs on the tackle, first down. Owens is doubled at the line. Jones is doubled at the line. Newsome is doubled at the line. Rivers calling signals. Nathan takes the handoff. 13-yard run by Nathan, Polamalu on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Rivers fades back to pass. He throws to Jones. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Jones, gain of 9, Sherman with the tackle. 2nd and 1. Rivers gives to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, gain of 6, Porter on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 11. The handoff to Nathan. Nathan on the carry, 4-yard gain, Wagner on the tackle. Rivers fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Newsome. Rivers to Newsome, incomplete, Grayson on the coverage. 3rd and 6 from the 7. Jones is doubled at the line. Rivers calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Medium in. Diving catch. Rivers with the pass to Owens, touchdown Alabama. Ray will try the point after. Ray makes the extra point, Alabama 10, California 0. Ray to kick off. Fumble. The kick from Ray is returned 21 yards by Grayson, and recovered by Gonzalez, California ball. 1st and 10. Brady calls the signals. Takes a 5-step drop. Dropped by Brazile. Brady is sacked by Brazile, loss of 10. Timeout, California. 2nd and 20. Brady from the shotgun. Brady drops back to pass. False. 5-yard run by Brady. Flag on the field.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 19, 5-yard penalty.
Second and 25 from the 16. Brady fades back to pass. Short crossing pass, complete. Brady to Adams, 13-yard gain, Dixon with the tackle. California trailing by 10. 3rd and 12 at the 29. Brady sets to throw. Medium sideline pass to Smith. Complete. Brady passes to Smith. Gain of 13. Humphrey on the tackle. First down. Brady brings them to the line. Brady gives to Simpson. Simpson on the carry. Gain of 2. Tuck on the tackle. California trailing by 10. Brady calls out the signals. Sets to throw. Medium cross to Johnson. Brady is intercepted by Brazile. Return of 22. Rivers gives to Nathan. Nathan the ball carrier. Gain of 8. Wagner on the tackle. Alabama leads by 10. Second and 2 from the 23. 2:35 in the second. Rivers gives to Jackson. Jackson with a gain of 1 on the play. Wagner on the tackle. Alabama by 10. Third and 1 from the 22. 2:05 in the second. Jackson with the handoff. 4-yard run by Jackson. Porter on the tackle. First down. 2-minute warning. First and 10. Rivers barks out the signals. Rivers drops back to pass. Long crossing pass. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Jones. Second and 10 from the 18. Shotgun. Rivers takes a deep drop. He dumps it to Newsome. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Newsome. Loss of 1. Grayson on the tackle. Alabama breaks the huddle. Third and 11 from the 19. Rivers back to pass. He passes to Owens. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Owens. Gain of 7. Allen on the tackle. 30-yard kick for Ray. Good snap from center. Ray is good from 30 yards. Alabama 13, California 0. Here's the kick from Ray. The kick from Ray is returned 43 yards by Jones-Drew. Ray on the tackle. Brady calls the signals. Cunningham with the handoff. Cunningham on the carry. Penalty on the play. Second and 7 from the 48. Brady with a hard count. Shotgun formation. Brady drops back to pass. Long sideline pass to Smith. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Smith. Third and 7 from the 48. Brady with a hard count. Fades back to pass. Medium sideline pass to Smith. Complete. Brady to Smith. Gain of 5. Humphrey on the tackle. Camarillo will punt. Duncan waiting inside his own 10. A 43-yard punt by Camarillo, touchback. First and 10. Rivers calling the signals. Jackson with the handoff. 3-yard gain by Jackson, man with the tackle. End of the first half, Alabama 13, California 0. Johnson to kick off. The kick from Johnson is returned 41 yards by Duncan, Matthews on the tackle. Rivers calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. Screen to Nathan. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Nathan, gain of 5, Xiao on the tackle. Rivers brings them to the line. Rivers hands to Jackson. 4-yard gain by Jackson, Polamalu on the stop. 3rd and 1 from the 42. Rivers hands to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, loss of 1, Wagner on the tackle. Beverly deep in punt formation. Smith waiting inside his own 10. "41-yard punt by Beverly, no return. I formation. Brady gives to Simpson. Simpson the ball carrier, penalty on the play.
Offsides. Defense. Number 65, 5-yard penalty.
First and 5 from the 7. Brady at the line. Takes a short drop. Short hitch to Johnson. Incomplete. Brady to Johnson, incomplete. Humphrey with the coverage. Brady calls the signals. Brady gives to Simpson. Simpson on the carry, gain of 1, Brazil on the tackle. 3rd and 4. Simpson on the draw. Simpson on the draw, gain of 1, Brazil on the tackle. Camarillo to punt. In his own end zone. "50-yard punt by Camarillo, no return. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 88, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Rivers deep in the pocket. Screen to Nathan. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Nathan. Rivers brings them to the line. Rivers from the shotgun. Rivers back to pass. Medium cross. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Jones. Third and 15 from the 36. Rivers fades back to pass. Medium slant to Phillips. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Phillips, gain of 10, Allen on the tackle. Beverly back in punt formation. Ellard standing inside his own 10. "41-yard punt by Beverly, out of bounds. California down 13. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium crossing pattern to Johnson, he's got it. Brady to Johnson, gain of 8, Humphrey on the stop. All eyes on Simpson. Brady can't handle the snap. Fumble. Brady lost 2 on the play, fumble recovered by Brady, California maintains possession. California trailing by 13. 3rd and 4 from the 19. Brady fades back to pass. Short into Gonzalez, complete. Brady passes to Gonzalez, gain of 9, Rhodes on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 28. Brady drops back to pass. Pass to Gonzalez. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Gonzalez, Rhodes on the coverage. Bears trailing by 13. 2nd and 10 at the 28. The handoff to Cunningham. Cunningham the ball carrier, gain of 5, Dansby on the tackle. 3rd and 5 from the 33. Brady drops back to pass. Short crossing pass to Smith. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Smith. Humphrey on the coverage. Camarillo to punt. "50-yard punt by Camarillo, return of 1 by Duncan. Alabama by 13. 1st and 10. 6:27 to go in the third. Rivers barks out the signals. Hand off to Nathan. Nathan the ball carrier, gain of 5, man on the tackle. Rivers calls the signals. Rivers gives to Nathan. Nathan on the carry, gain of 4, Grayson with the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 27. Jackson takes the handoff. Jackson on the carry, gain of 1.
No
Wagner on
timeout
the
will be
tackle,
charged.
1st down. Beverly to punt. "43-yard punt by Beverly, return of 3 by Eller.
Holding. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
Brady with the give to Cunningham. Cunningham with the carry, gain of 5, flag on the field.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat, 1st down.
Give to Cunningham. Cunningham on the carry, gain of 6, Dansby on the tackle. California down 13. Brady calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Brady throws to Johnson, complete. Brady completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 5, Humphrey on the tackle, 1st down. Simpson takes the handoff. Simpson the ball carrier, loss of 1, Dansby on the tackle. 2nd and 11 at the 30. Brady is back to pass. Medium slant to Adams, leaping catch. Brady to Adams, gain of 12, Dixon on the tackle, 1st down. Brady fades back to pass. Medium slant to Gonzalez, complete. Brady completes the pass to Gonzalez, gain of 16, Rhodes on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10. I formation. Cunningham with the handoff. Cunningham the ball carrier, gain of 8, Hopkins on the tackle. End of the third quarter, Alabama 13, California 0. Brady drops back to pass. Brady throws to Johnson. He's got it. Brady completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 3, Davis on the tackle, 1st down. Current drive, 8 plays, 49 yards. 5:04 off the clock. Brady gives to Simpson. Simpson lost 1 on the play, but's on the tackle. Brady fades back to pass. Short out pass. He dropped it. Brady to Ellard, incomplete. Brady brings them to the line. 3rd and 11. Shotgun formation. Brady barks out the signals. Current drive, 10 plays, 48 yards. 5:50 off the clock. Brady fades back to pass. Medium hitch. He makes the catch. Brady passes to Ellard, gain of 12, Rhodes with the tackle, 1st down. Brady fades back to pass. He passes to Johnson. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Johnson, Davis with the coverage. Brady fades back to pass. Brady checks down to Ellard. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Ellard, Rhodes on the coverage. 3rd and 10 from the 20. Brady calling signals. Current drive, 13 plays, 60 yards. 6:47 off the clock. Brady drops back to pass. He dumps it to Johnson. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 3, Davis on the tackle. 35-yard attempt for Turner. Good snap from Khalil. Turner made the 35-yard field goal, Alabama 13, California 3. Here's the kick from Johnson. The kick from Johnson is returned 36 yards by Duncan, Matthews on the tackle. Alabama ahead by 10. Rivers with the give to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, gain of 6, Glover on the stop. Alabama by 10. 2nd and 4 from the 44. 10:59 left in the game. Rivers hands to Jackson. Jackson on the sweep, gain of 7, Wagner with the tackle, first down. Jackson with the handoff. Jackson on the carry, gain of 5, Glover on the tackle. Alabama leads by 10. Rivers at the line. Rivers shovels it to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 71, 10-yard penalty.
Rivers barks out the signals. Drops back to pass. Medium hitch to Jones. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Jones, Sherman on the coverage. 3rd and 15 from the 46. Shotgun formation. Rivers fades back to pass. He throws to Jackson, complete. Rivers with the pass to Jackson, gain of 2, Briggs on the tackle. Beverly deep in punt formation. Ellard standing inside his own 10. "40-yard punt by Beverly, return of -1 by
Illegal
Ellard.
block. Receiving team.
Brady back to pass. Medium cross to Ellard. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Ellard, Rhodes with the coverage. California breaks the huddle. 2nd and 10. Brady fades back to pass. Screen to Adams. Incomplete. Brady with the pass to Adams, incomplete, Dixon on the coverage. California trailing by 10. 3rd and 10. 8:28 in the 4th. Shotgun. Brady back to pass. Sacked by Butts. Brady is sacked by Butts, loss of 5. Camarillo to punt. At the back of the end zone. "48-yard punt by Camarillo, fair catch by Cribbs. 1st and 10 from the 49. They're looking for Jackson. Rivers shouting instructions. Quick pitch to Nathan. Nathan with a 3-yard run, Porter with the tackle. 2nd and 7 from the 46. Rivers taking his time. Rivers gives to Jackson. 2-yard run by Jackson, Porter on the tackle. Alabama by 10. 3rd and 5. 6:10 in the 4th. Taking their time. The handoff to Jackson. 3-yard run by Jackson, Porter with the tackle. 4th and 2. Rivers slow to the line. Rivers going through the signals now. Rivers back to pass. Short hitch, Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Nathan, Seau with the coverage. Bears trailing by 10. The give to Simpson. Simpson on the carry, 5-yard gain, Rhodes on the tackle. California hustling to the line. Brady sets up in the pocket. Brady throws to Smith. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Smith, gain of 8, Humphrey with the tackle, first down. Hurry up offense. Brady calls out the signals. Brady drops back to pass. Long slant to Ellard. Incomplete. Brady with the pass to Ellard, incomplete, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 70, 10-yard penalty.
California down 10. First and 20. Brady fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Adams. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Adams, gain of 11, Dixon on the tackle. California hustling to the line. From the shotgun. Brady sets to throw. Short hitch to Ellard. Complete. Brady passes to Ellard, touchdown California. Turner will try the point after. Turner makes the extra point, Alabama 13, California 10. Here's the kick from Johnson. The kick from Johnson is returned 29 yards by Duncan, Matthews on the tackle. First and 10 from the 31. 3:56 in the fourth. Rivers is back to pass. Medium curl to Jones. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Jones, Sherman with the coverage. Rivers fades deep. Screen to Nathan. Complete. Rivers to Nathan, gain of 3, Briggs on the tackle. 3rd and 7 at the 34. Slow down. Rivers fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Owens. He's got it. Rivers completes the pass to Owens, gain of 9, Allen on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Alabama working slowly. Rivers gives to Jackson. Jackson gains 2 on the sweep, Davidson on the tackle. 2-minute warning. Alabama by 3. 2nd and 8 from the 45. 2 o'clock left in the game. Rivers from the shotgun. Fades back to pass. Medium slant. Incomplete. Rivers passes to Owens, incomplete, Allen on the coverage. 3rd and 8 from the 45. Draw to Jackson. Jackson on the draw, no gain, Wagner on the tackle. Beverly from punt formation. Smith waiting inside his own 10. A 29-yard punt by Beverly, out of bounds. 1st and 10. Brady deep in the pocket. Long sideline pass. Caught by Johnson at the 39. Brady to Johnson, gain of 36, Davis on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Someone jumped. Possible free play for Brady. Takes a deep drop. Long outside pass to Ellard. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Ellard. Flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense, number 65, 5-yard penalty.
Brady drops back to pass. Medium out. Incomplete. Brady passes to Ellard. Incomplete. Brady with the handoff to Simpson. Simpson on the carry. Gain of 5. Tolbert on the tackle. First down. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium cross to Smith. Complete. Brady to Smith. Gain of 7. Humphrey on the tackle. California in a hurry up. Brady hands to Simpson. Simpson the ball carrier. Loss of 2. Rhodes on the tackle. 3rd and 5. California hustling to the line. Shotgun. Brady at the line. Brady fades back to pass. Short out to Adams. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Adams. Gain of 7. Dixon on the tackle. First down. Brady with the give to Simpson. 4-yard run by Simpson. Flag on the play.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty.
First and 15. 0:35 to go in the fourth. Current drive, 7 plays, 53 yards. They've used 1:10 on the clock. Brady glides back to pass. Medium outside pass to Johnson. Complete. Brady completes the pass to Johnson. Gain of 8. Hopkins on the tackle. 31-yard try for Turner. Clean snap from Khalil. Turner is good from 31 yards. California 13, Alabama 13. Johnson boots it. The kick from Johnson is returned 30 yards by Duncan. Matthews on the tackle. Tie score. Rivers from the shotgun. Rivers sets up in the pocket. Short out pass to Nathan. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Nathan. Seau on the coverage. Tie score. Rivers calls the signals. Fades back to pass. Medium out pass to Owens. Incomplete. Rivers to Owens. Incomplete. Allen on the coverage. 3rd and 10. Rivers fades back to pass. Medium out pass to Owens. Incomplete. Rivers throws incomplete to Owens. Allen on the coverage. Beverly will do the punting. – 44-yard punt by Beverly. Return of 2 by Smith.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
Brady sets to throw. Medium out to Johnson. He dropped it. Brady to Johnson. Incomplete. Humphrey on the coverage. Alabama 13, California 13. He's running right. Nathan the ball carrier, loss of 4, Seau on the tackle. Rivers from the shotgun. Fades back to pass. Short sideline pass. Complete. Rivers completes the pass to Newsome, gain of 12, Grayson with the tackle. 3rd and goal from the 2. Give to Jackson. Jackson on the carry, touchdown Alabama. Ray will try the point after. The kick by Ray is good. Alabama 20, California 13. Simpson with the ball now. Simpson on the carry, gain of 3, Tolbert on the stop. Simpson with the handoff. Simpson on the carry, gain of 3, Tolbert on the tackle. California trailing by 7. 3rd and goal. Brady calling signals. Brady is back to pass. Short hitch to Smith. Leaping catch. Brady passes to Smith. Touchdown California. Turner will try the point after. Turner makes the extra point. Alabama 20, California 20. Hand off to Simpson. Simpson with a 5-yard run, Vaughn on the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 5. Brady at the line. Brady gives to Simpson. Simpson with the carry, no gain, Vaughn with the tackle. Tie score. 3rd and goal from the 5. Brady with a short drop. Short crossing pattern to Gonzalez. Incomplete. Brady throws incomplete to Gonzalez. Turner will try from 23 yards. This will give them the lead. Clean snap from center. Turner is good from 23, California 23, Alabama 20. 1st and goal from the 10. Rivers fades back to pass. Medium into Owens. Complete. Rivers passes to Owens, touchdown Alabama. Welcome to Orange Bowl. Virginia against Pennsylvania. Here's the kick from Blanda. The kick from Blanda is returned 42 yards by Gray. Blanda on the tackle. Tarkenton with the give to Barber. Barber on the sweep, no gain, Schmidt on the tackle. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 32, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Second and 15 from the 38. Shotgun. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Tarkenton dumps it to Miller. He's got it. Tarkenton passes to Miller, gain of 3, Byard on the tackle. 3rd and 12. Prevent defense. Tarkenton back to pass. Medium out pass to Miller. He dropped it. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Miller, Law on the coverage. Jet deep in punt formation. "40-yard punt by Jet, out of bounds. Someone jumped. Possible free play for Montana. He fades deep. Long crossing pattern to Harrison. Complete. Montana completes the pass to Harrison, penalty on the play.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 76, 5-yard penalty.
First and 10 at the 41. Montana drops back to pass. Screen to McCoy. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to McCoy. Sharper on the coverage.
Ruling on the field is confirmed. Incomplete. A timeout will be charged.
McCoy takes the handoff. McCoy with a 1-yard run. Brooks on the tackle. 3rd and 9. Montana from the shotgun. Montana sets up in the pocket. Medium cross to Harrison. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Harrison, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 63, 10-yard penalty.
Chloe deep in punt formation. "52-yard punt by Chloe, out of bounds. First and 10 from the 6. Tarkenton with a short drop. Short cross to Toon. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Toon, incomplete. Adderley with the coverage. Give to Johnson. Johnson on the carry, no gain. Schmidt on the tackle. 3rd and 10 from the 6. Shotgun formation. Tarkenton calls out the signals. Draw to Barber. Barber gains 6 on the draw, Ham on the tackle. Jet back in punt formation. From his own end zone. "53-yard punt by Jet, return of 0 by Johnson. Montana calls the signals. He fades back to pass. Short curl, complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 7, Sharper on the tackle. 2nd and 3. Montana gives to McCoy. McCoy on the carry, gain of 4, Sharper on the tackle, 1st down. Montana sets up in the pocket. Screen. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to McCoy, Sharper with the coverage. Virginia jumped. Possible free play for Montana. Fades back to pass. Fumble. Smith pulls him down by the neck. Montana is sacked by Smith. Flag on the field.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 78, 5-yard penalty.
Montana at the line. He's running left. McCoy with a gain of 9 on the play, Taylor on the tackle, 1st down. The give to McCoy. McCoy with a gain of 5 on the play, Brown on the tackle. 2nd and 5. Montana fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Tucker, complete. Montana passes to Tucker, gain of 11, easily on the tackle, 1st down. First and 10 from the 24. Montana back to pass. Medium slant to Tucker. Incomplete. Montana passes to Tucker, incomplete, easily on the coverage. Second and 10 from the 24. Current drive, 8 plays, 41 yards. 3:41 off the clock. Montana drops back to pass. Montana dumps it to Kelly. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Kelly, Lanier on the coverage. Third and 10 from the 24. Shotgun. Montana calling signals. Fades back to pass. Montana dumps it to Tucker, complete. Montana to Tucker, gain of 13, easily on the tackle, first down. Montana at the line. Montana with a 3-step drop. He throws downfield. Montana to Reed, incomplete, Sample on the coverage. McCoy on the draw. 1-yard run by McCoy, Sharper on the tackle. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense, number 53, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Third and 14 from the 15. Montana sets to throw. He fires into a tight window to Harrison, incomplete. Montana to Harrison, incomplete, Barber on the coverage. 33-yard try for Gould. This will give them the lead. Gould is good from 33, Pennsylvania 3, Virginia 0. The kick from Blanda. The kick from Blanda is returned 31 yards by Gray, playing with the tackle. First and 10. Tarkenton hands to Johnson. Johnson with the carry, gain of 2, Buffon on the tackle. Johnson with the handoff. Johnson with the 8-yard run, Rivas on the tackle, first down. Tarkenton hands to Barber. Barber on the carry, gain of 6, Schmidt on the tackle. Second and 4. Moore is doubled at the line. Barber with the handoff. Barber with a gain of 11 on the play, Buffon with the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 36. Tarkenton drops back to pass. False. Tarkenton running room. Tarkenton on the carry, gain of 12, Buffon on the tackle, first down. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long slant to Moore. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Moore. Second and 10. Hand off to Barber. Barber the ball carrier, gain of 5, fired on the stop. Third and 5. Tarkenton calling signals. He fades back to pass. Short slant to Clark. Incomplete. Tarkenton passes to Clark, incomplete, Adderley with the coverage. 37-yard try for Graham. Clean snap from Woody. Graham is good from 37 yards, Virginia 3, Pennsylvania 3. Here's the kick from Graham. The kick from Graham is returned 30 yards by Morris, Fourier on the tackle. Montana at the line. Montana sets up in the pocket. Drop by Taylor. Montana is sacked by Taylor, loss of 5, end of the first quarter. Virginia 3, Pennsylvania 3. 2nd and 15. The handoff to McCoy. McCoy on the sweep, gain of 5, flag on the field.
Holding. Offense. Number 73, 10-yard penalty.
Montana in the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Screen to McCoy. Complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 7, easily on the tackle. 3rd and 18. Montana sets up in the pocket. Long out pass. Incomplete. Montana passes to Marshall, incomplete. Springs
Pass
on the
interference.
coverage.
Defense. Number 24. Automatic. First down.
Kelly with the handoff. 4-yard run by Kelly, Sharper on the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 47. End around. 2-yard run by Reed, easily on the tackle. 3rd and 4. Montana sets up in the pocket. He passes to McCoy. Incomplete. Montana to McCoy, incomplete. Sharper on the coverage. Chloe from punt formation. Gray waiting inside his own 10. "40-yard punt by Chloe, out of bounds. Tarkenton gives to Barber. Barber with an 8-yard run, Schmidt on the tackle. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Falls. 6-yard gain by Tarkenton, Adderley on the tackle, first down. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long fly to Moore. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Moore, incomplete. Rivas on the coverage. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Moore. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Moore, incomplete. Rivas on the coverage. 3rd and 10. Shotgun formation. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Medium crossing pass to Moore. Incomplete. Tarkenton passes to Moore, incomplete. Rivas on the coverage. Jet from punt formation. "49-yard punt by Jet, return of 10 by Lawrence." From the Montana at the line. Montana fades back to pass. Medium sideline pass. Incomplete. Montana to Kelly, incomplete. I formation. Montana back to pass. Montana dumps it to Tucker. Incomplete. Montana to Tucker, incomplete, easily on the coverage. 3rd and 10 from the 42. Montana in the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Medium cross to Harrison. Incomplete. Montana with the pass to Harrison, incomplete. Barber with the coverage. Chloe back in punt formation. "51-yard punt by Chloe, return of 4 by Gray." Tarkenton at the line. Transfers control to Johnson. Johnson with the 3-yard run, Schmidt on the tackle. Barber with the handoff. Barber the ball carrier, no gain, Donald on the tackle. 3rd and 7. Tarkenton is back to pass. Short out to Miller. Complete. Tarkenton to Miller, gain of 7, Law on the tackle, first down. The give to Barber. Barber the ball carrier, loss of 1, Ham with the tackle. Tie score. 2nd and 11 from the 20. 7:20 in the second. Tarkenton back to pass. Short hitch to Toon. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Toon. 3rd and 11 at the 20. Trips left. Shotgun. Pennsylvania in a prevent. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Medium into Clark. Complete. Tarkenton passes to Clark, 7-yard gain, Adderley with the tackle. Jet deep in punt formation. "51-yard punt by Jet, return of 11 by Lawrence. Montana fades back to pass. He passes to Reed. Incomplete. Montana with the pass to Reed, incomplete, Sample with the coverage. McCoy on the draw. McCoy on the carry, gain of 2, Sharper on the tackle. 3rd and 8 from the 35. Montana fades back to pass. Medium curl to Tucker. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Tucker, easily on the coverage. Chloe deep in punt formation. "42-yard punt by Chloe, return of 14 by Gray. Tarkenton calls the signals. Tarkenton hands to Barber. Barber on the carry, gain of 9, Plank on the tackle. Tarkenton calls out the signals. Tarkenton gives to Barber. Has an opening. Barber gains 11 on the sweep, Buffon on the tackle, first down. Tie score. Tarkenton calls out the signals. Barber with the handoff. Barber with a gain of 3 on the play, Donald with the tackle. Tie score. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Short hitch to Toon. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Toon, Adderley on the coverage. 3rd and 7 from the 40. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Medium cross to Clark. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Clark, incomplete, Adderley on the coverage. Jet deep in punt formation. Johnson waiting inside his own 10. "40-yard punt by Jet, touchback. Montana gives to McCoy. McCoy on the carry, no gain, Sharper on the tackle. Pennsylvania hustling to the line. Montana drops back to pass. Medium hitch to McCoy. Incomplete. Montana passes to McCoy, incomplete. 3rd and 10 at the 20. Shotgun formation. Montana calls out the signals. Montana is back to pass. Medium slant to Tucker. Incomplete. Montana to Tucker, incomplete, easily on the coverage. Chloe will punt it away. "55-yard punt by Chloe, return of 2 by Gray. Tie score. Tarkenton is back to pass. Tarkenton checks down to Miller. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Miller, Byard on the coverage. Tie score. 2nd and 10 at the 27. Johnson takes the handoff. Johnson on the carry, 6-yard gain, Adderley on the tackle. Tie score. 3rd and 4 from the 33. 2:09 to go in the second. Tarkenton at the line. Tarkenton is back to pass. Tarkenton throws underneath to Clark, complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Clark, gain of 9, Adderley on the tackle, 1st down. Tarkenton at the line. Tarkenton with a short drop. Short crossing pass to Watson, complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Watson, flag on the play.
Offsetting penalties. Repeat 1st down.
Tarkenton gives to Johnson. 11-yard run by Johnson, Revis on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10. Hurry up. Tarkenton calling signals. Tarkenton pitches right to Barber. Barber gains 5 on the pitch, Buffon on the tackle. Hurry up offense. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long sideline pass. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Miller, Byard on the coverage. 3rd and 5 from the 42. Shotgun formation. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Screen to Barber. Complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Barber, gain of 35, Adderley on the tackle, 1st down. Virginia breaks the huddle. 2nd and goal at the 7. Tarkenton at the line. He fades back to pass. Medium out to Miller. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Miller. Penalty on the play. Third and goal at the 7. Tarkenton back to pass. Medium out to Toon. Complete. Tarkenton with the pass to Toon. Touchdown Virginia. Graham S. will try the point after. Graham makes the extra point. Virginia 10, Pennsylvania 3. Here's the kick from Graham. The kick from Graham is returned 33 yards by Johnson, Poirier on the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 48. Montana sets to throw. Short out to McCoy. Complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 14, Barber on the stop, 1st down. Pennsylvania down by 7. Montana fades deep. Screen to McCoy. Complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, no gain, Sharper on the tackle. 2nd and 10. Montana in the shotgun. Montana drops back to pass. Screen to Kelly. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Kelly, Lanier on the coverage. 3rd and 10. Montana fades back to pass. Screen to McCoy. Incomplete. Montana to McCoy, incomplete. Chloe deep in punt formation. "38-yard punt by Chloe, touchback.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
"51-yard attempt for Gould. No easy kick here. Clean snap from Christensen. Gould is good from 51 yards, Virginia 10, Pennsylvania 6. The kick from Blanda. Squib kick. The kick from Blanda is returned 2 yards by Coleman, Law with the tackle. Here's the kick from Graham. The kick from Graham is returned 25 yards by Morris, Sharper
Holding.
with the tackle.
Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
Pennsylvania breaks the huddle. Harrison is doubled at the line. Doubling Tucker at the line. McCoy with the handoff. McCoy the ball carrier, gain of 4, Sharper on the tackle. Montana fades back to pass. Screen to McCoy. He's got it. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 6, Sharper with the tackle, first down. Kelly with the handoff. Kelly lost 1 on the play, Smith on the tackle. 2nd and 11 from the 35. Kelly with the handoff. Kelly on the carry, gain of 2, Sharper with the tackle. 3rd and 9 at the 37. Shotgun. Montana drops back to pass. He passes to McCoy. Complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 10, Simmons with the tackle, first down. Pennsylvania down by 4. Hand off to Kelly. 3-yard run by Kelly, Brooks on the tackle. Montana drops back to pass. Short hitch to Reed, complete. Montana to Reed, 14-yard gain, penalty on the play.
Offsides. Defense. Number 78, 5-yard penalty.
Montana fades back to pass. He throws a deep fly. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Harrison, Barber on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Montana fades back to pass. Screen to McCoy. Complete. Montana to McCoy, 11-yard gain, Lanier on the tackle, first down. Panthers down by 4. 1st and 10 from the 25. 9:44 left in the 3rd. Montana at the line. Montana hands to Kelly. Kelly with a gain of 2 on the play, Lanier with the tackle. Montana fades back to pass. Medium cross. Incomplete. Montana passes to Reed, incomplete, Sample with the coverage. 3rd and 8. Montana fades back to pass. Medium slant to Reed. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Reed, penalty on the play.
Offsides. Defense. Number 90, 5-yard penalty.
Third and 3 at the 18. Montana calls out the signals. Montana with a short drop. Short slant. Complete. Montana to Harrison, gain of 10, Barber on the tackle, first down. 1st and goal at the 8. Montana drops back to pass. Throws to Harrison's back shoulder, he makes the catch. Montana completes the pass to Harrison, Touchdown Pennsylvania. Gould will try the point after. The kick by Gould is good. Pennsylvania 13, Virginia 10. Blanda boots it. The kick from Blanda is returned 39 yards by Gray. Grimes on the tackle. Tarkenton at the line. Barber with the handoff. Barber on the carry, gain of 7, Adderley on the tackle. 2nd and 3 from the 48. Tarkenton gives to Barber. Barber on the carry, gain of 4, Hayward on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48. Tarkenton at the line. Barber with the handoff. Barber has daylight. Barber with the carry, 16-yard gain, Rivas on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. I formation. Tarkenton pitches right to Barber. Barber on the pitch, no gain, Klecko on the tackle. Tarkenton at the line. Tarkenton back to pass. Blindsided by Buffon. Tarkenton is sacked by Buffon, loss of 11. 3rd and 21 from the 43. Tarkenton in the shotgun. Prevent defense. Tarkenton back to pass. Medium crossing pass to Moore. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Moore, incomplete. Jet deep in punt formation. Johnson waiting inside his own 10. "37-yard punt by Jet, out of bounds.
Offsides. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Jet deep in punt formation. Lawrence standing inside his own 10. "39-yard punt by Jet, out of bounds. Give to McCoy. 7-yard run by McCoy, Brown on the tackle. Pennsylvania leads by 3. Montana hands to McCoy. McCoy with a 7-yard run, Sharper on the tackle, first down. Montana fades back to pass. Long fly. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Tucker, penalty on the play.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 63, 15-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
Montana barks out the signals. Drops back to pass. Long slant. Incomplete. Montana throws incomplete to Reed. Second and 10 from the 38. Montana fades back to pass. Montana throws a deep fly to Harrison. He dropped it. Montana passes to Harrison, incomplete, Barber on the coverage. 3rd and 10 at the 38. Shotgun formation. Montana drops back to pass. Montana throws long to Reed. Complete. Montana completes the pass to Reed, 36-yard gain, Lanier with the tackle, first down. Montana gives to Kelly. Kelly on the carry, gain of 4, Sample on the tackle. Montana at the line. He fades deep. Screen to McCoy. Complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, gain of 12, Taylor on the tackle, first down. Pennsylvanians by 3. Montana drops back to pass. He passes to Harrison. Complete. Montana to Harrison, gain of 6, Barber with the tackle, end of the third quarter, Pennsylvania 13, Virginia 10. Montana fades back to pass. He throws to McCoy, complete. Montana completes the pass to McCoy, touchdown Pennsylvania. Gould will try the point after. Gould makes the extra point, Pennsylvania 20, Virginia 10. Here's the kick from Blanda. The kick from Blanda is returned 32 yards by Grimes on the tackle. First and 10 at the 33. Moore is doubled at the line. Toon is doubled at the line. Clark is doubled at the line. Tarkenton at the line. Tarkenton back to pass. Medium curl to Moore. Diving catch. Tarkenton completes the pass to Moore, 16-yard gain, Plank with the tackle, first down. Tarkenton gives to Barber. Barber on the carry, gain of 12, Plank on the tackle, first down. First and 10. Tarkenton hands to Barber. Barber the ball carrier, gain of 3, White on the tackle. Second and 7 from the 36. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium hitch. Caught for a first down by Barber. Tarkenton completes the pass to Barber, gain of 12, Ham on the tackle, first down. Tarkenton pitches left to Barber. Barber on the carry, no gain, Donald on the tackle. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long in. He's got it. Tarkenton completes the pass to Randall, touchdown Virginia. The conversion is successful, Pennsylvania 20, Virginia 18. Graham to kick off. The kick from Graham is returned 13 yards by Morris, Taylor on the tackle. McCoy takes the handoff. McCoy the ball carrier, gain of 3, Barber on the tackle. Pennsylvanians by 2. Second and 7 from the 28. Montana is back to pass. Medium cross to Reed. Complete. Montana to Reed, gain of 12, Sample with the tackle, first down. Hand off to Kelly. Kelly on the carry, loss of 1, Lanier on the tackle. Second and 11 from the 39. Montana fades back to pass. Medium out pass to Harrison. He makes the catch. Montana passes to Harrison, 15-yard gain, Barber on the tackle, first down. All eyes on McCoy. Montana fades back to pass. Montana passes to Harrison. Incomplete. Montana passes to Harrison, incomplete, Barber with the coverage. Montana fades back to pass. Screen to Tucker. Complete. Montana to Tucker, gain of 2, easily with the tackle. Third and 8 from the 44. Doubling Harrison at the line. McCoy on the draw. McCoy lost 2 on the play, Smith on the tackle. Clearly deep in punt formation. Sample waiting inside his own 10. 32-yard punt by Chloe, out of bounds. Virginia down 2. Johnson with the handoff. 1-yard run by Johnson, Buffon on the tackle. 2nd and 9 at the 15. Barber with the handoff. Barber with a gain of 2 on the play, Klecko on the stop. Critical play here for Virginia. 3rd and 7. Tarkenton with a short drop. Short curl. Complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Toon, gain of 3, Law on the tackle. Jet will punt it away. A 53-yard punt by Jet, 4-yard return by Johnson. Montana at the line. Montana gives to Kelly. 6-yard gain by Kelly, Sharper on the tackle. They're in a slow down. Montana fades back to pass. Montana throws to Kelly, he's got it. Montana passes to Kelly, gain of 3, Lanier on the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 40. Pennsylvania taking their time. McCoy with the handoff. McCoy gets to the 2nd level. McCoy with a gain of 58 on the play, Sample with the tackle, 1st down. Pennsylvania taking their time. Goal line defense. Montana hands to Kelly. Kelly on the carry, touchdown Pennsylvania. Gould will try the point after. The kick by Gould is good, Pennsylvania 27, Virginia 18. Here's the kick from Blanda. Two-minute warning.
Kicking team.
Virginia trailing by 9. Tarkenton in the shotgun. He fades back to pass. Medium outside pass to Barber. Complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Barber. Gain of 8. Ham on the tackle. 2-minute warning. Tarkenton back to pass. Short sideline pass. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Clark. Adderley on the coverage. 3rd and 2 at the 48. Tarkenton drops back to pass. Medium hitch to Toon. Tipped by Byard. Tarkenton is intercepted by Byard. Return of 25. Montana calls out the signals. Kelly with the handoff. Kelly with a 1-yard run. Lanier with the tackle. Pitch left to McCoy. Blocking in front. McCoy on the pitch, touchdown Pennsylvania. Gould will try the point after. The kick by Gould is good, Pennsylvania 34, Virginia 18. Here's the kick from Blanda. Squib kick. The kick from Blanda is returned 8 yards by Scott, Law with the tackle. Tarkenton in the shotgun. Fades back to pass. Screen to Barber. Complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Barber, loss of 3, Ham on the tackle. Virginia trailing by 16. Tarkenton fades back to pass. He throws to Barber. Incomplete. Tarkenton throws incomplete to Barber, Ham with the coverage. 3rd and 13 from the 39. Tarkenton fades back to pass. He throws to Barber. Complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Barber, gain of 1, Klecko on the tackle. 4th and 12 from the 40. 1:08 left in the game. Tarkenton back to pass. Medium sideline pass to Moore, complete. Tarkenton completes the pass to Moore, 13-yard gain, Rivas with the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 47. Tarkenton drops back to pass. White brings him down. Tarkenton is sacked by White, loss of 10. 2nd and 20 at the 43. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long fly. Incomplete. Tarkenton to Randall, incomplete. Virginia trailing by 16. 3rd and 20 at the 43. 0:48 left in the 4th. Tarkenton fades back to pass. Long slant to Toon. Complete. Tarkenton to Toon, gain of 20, penalty on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 61, 10-yard penalty.
3rd and 30. Tarkenton drops back to pass. Dropped by Hayward. Tarkenton is sacked by Hayward, loss of 13. 4th and 43 from the 20. Hurry up. Tarkenton back to pass. Sacked by White. Tarkenton is sacked by White, loss of 6. Montana will take a knee. Pennsylvania 34, Virginia 18.